Welcome to Live Rostrum News Agency. Making news, breaking news, addressing the paradigms of all issues, national and international, in a radically different to the conventional way. We lean directly on citizens of the world for our news source. This is disseminated on almost real time to the mass media of the world.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Viewers, welcome to the show Dr. Abid Rao at Live Rostrum. Live Rostrum has been holding numerous seminars earlier in the past on various national issues, which includes the economic problems, the political problems, the judicial, and as well as the election reforms. Now we have changed to this format where we will call all important people who matter to this country, who have contributed or are capable of contributing positively. So we will bring these personalities before you and ask them of their observations, their understanding, their perceptions of the national issues, and how do they intend solving that in future if they are currently in position, or how did they handle these issues earlier. So you will be seeing numerous such personalities at this show every week. All these people in social science have either contributed or are in position to contribute. So they are either heroes or they have the potential to be the heroes of this nation. This is the first program, and today we have a personality who encompasses all such places of national importance. He's been a soldier to begin with. Then he came into civil service. He was the governor, worked with the political government. Then he became the interior minister with the military government. Then as a diplomat has been working on the track to diplomacy with India. And above all, larger than all these character traits, a great human being. He is working as a philanthropist with Fatmid Foundation. He's running that, and this personality is nobody other than our favorite Lieutenant General Syed Moinuddin Haider. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
A brief word more of this introduction. He was basically an Air Force baby, slipped into the army, served there for 37 years with all flying colors, and retired as a corps commander, a 3-star general, lieutenant general. After that, he became governor and the other things that I've just stated. Sir, now coming back to your first civil appointment as a governor. Karachi and Sindh, they are very typical problems that other provinces do not face. That is the rural and urban divide. And over a period of time, this divide has become more and more sharpened. Can you tell us what is the basic reason why no attention or lesser attention has been paid to development of the underdeveloped areas? I mean, other than Karachi, you don't see any development, sir.
First of all, this problem is not peculiar to Sindh, that Karachi has developed and the interior Sindh has not developed equally like Karachi. This problem is in all the 4 provinces. Balochistan is Quetta. A large population is concentrated there. All the health education facilities mostly are concentrated in Quetta. As far as Lahore is concerned, everybody from South Punjab, from Central Punjab, from North Punjab makes a beeline for education institutions, for health and for business and other opportunities. Same is true of Peshawar. Peshawar boasts of all big hospitals, big universities, but the interior, Sabat or Fata or other places not so well developed. So like this, Sindh is no difference. And surprisingly, this question that you asked me, it is an unwritten law here that all the chief ministers would be from interior Sindh and Sindhi speaking men. MQM challenged this in the days of Parvez Musharraf's rule by saying that they were a dominant party, they had the maximum seats or a large number of seats here, and they had representation from interior of Sindh also. and that they should also be sometime made a chief minister.
So that makes it peculiar, sir. Because
Yes.
in Punjab,
Yes,
we
yes.
have had people from Mia Channu, we have from Patoki and the chief minister, sir.
But here it is like this. And those people who come from interior of Sindh, my perception has been that they really don't own Karachi. It's problems of law and order, it's problem of water, electricity. There are packages given. A package was given by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto Saab, a package was given by Benazir, and also by Pervez Musharraf and Nawaz Sharif. Nawaz Sharif, I think for Karachi did not give a big package. I mean, there are packages, but this is true that Karachi, one more reason that Karachi has developed is because of the nature of population here. After partition, a large number of educated people from Aligarh Muslim University and 500
Delhi,
major cities of India concentrated in Karachi. They were masters of their field in education, in literature, in health, doctors, engineers, you name it, and traders, businessmen, shopkeepers, you know, Isfahanis, Walikas, all these big names. I mean, they all came and settled in Karachi. So when you have such a dynamic and knowledgeable population, it is through private, sector.
Sir, there is another thing different here, and that in Punjab, all these Mahajars, who I don't count them Mahajars anymore because there's a third generation that's running, they integrated well with the local Punjabi population, they learned Punjabi. But here the Mahajars resisted learning Sindhi. And in 1973, when Mumtaz Bhutto brought those education reforms, there were riots here. And since then, this quota system, that further accentuates the divide between rural and urban Sindh.
As far as those Urdu-speaking people who migrated from India and were settled outside Karachi, because their lands were given to them in exchange near Larkana, Nawab Shah, Sakhar, Mirpur Khas. There are a large population of Urdu-speaking people concentrated there. And also in small taluka level, Matli, and name it, Shadat Kot, etc. So there are many families I meet. They said we used to live in Shadat Kot, in Shikarpur, we have studied there. And then later on they joined the army or civil service or whatever. But the first divide came on the language riots, you have rightly said. That because of language riots, many of these people felt insecure and they moved from real rural areas and villages into large towns in the interior of Sindh. The second came when, it was Benazir's government and Aitazaz Ahsan was the interior minister. At that time, there were again riots against the Abad Gars, in which again these people moved into camps and, the land was sometime taken over. And then they again moved to larger cities and many of them came to Karachi. So this problem has been there. But those people who were settled inside, they were very well meshed with the Sindhi population. They could speak Sindhi and they made friendship with them and they made marital relationships with them. And it was all right. But it is after this, language riots and this, that divide took place. And then the quota system came. And then people thought that a raw deal is being given to Urdu-speaking students especially, that they're not finding jobs. And that is why APSMO, this All Pakistan Mahajar
Student Organization,
it came into, as a reaction, as a reaction to this it came. Because they were not finding, seats in the universities and colleges, etc. And then that turned into political party. It further sharpened and polarized the urban and rural population.
Sir, but suppose, in retrospect, if Mahajars had not reacted to this language deal, or they had decided to learn, say, Sindhi at that time, do you think things would have been better in Karachi particularly?
I don't think so, that it is to do with learning a language. There are many countries, much smaller, they are speaking 6 languages. India has now, if I am not wrong, maybe 10, 12, 15, 20 national languages. They have increased their provinces. They have included many, now Hindi is not the only one, like Urdu is not the only one here. So I think language is not a barrier, but there has to be justice in all fields, and everybody, all people from all segments of society, no matter urban or rural, speaking Urdu or Sindhi or whatever, they must get a fair deal, and there will be no problem.
So we'll just take a little break and we'll start from here again. Viewers, please stay with us. We'll be back soon.